What up is Marcus? We have a DeAndre Swift signed jersey we'll be giving it away to one of you guys when we hit 2K. Unless Detroit Brown Bag My Head, which is a team in the Dynasty Dads. If you're out there, just a comment below. He is the favorite to win the Dynasty Dads Championship. And maybe I'll have a different signed jersey or something that I'll have a giveaway when we hit 2K. But if you want, because if he wants that DeAndre Swift jersey, I mean, he's going to have the priority since we've been holding on to it for a little while here. So we're going to be going through waiver wires. This is such an important week. Week 16, we start getting into incredibly important pickups. I mean, if you're a Jonathan Taylor owner, you understand that this is a tough week because I was a Jonathan Taylor owner that had a bye week, but the rest of my roster was good, and I traded for Jonathan Taylor after his injury, thinking, hey, I need this player, and I was like, that's fine. He got hurt. I got AJ Dillon. I'm fine. No, I guess I'm not. Monday night, gets a concussion. And that just does not seem to be well. I mean, you don't want a player that gets a concussion. So we're going to be talking about some players that you can replace some of your injuries or some players that are just not performing correctly. And number one, this is tough. It really is. But I think he has the best chance of being that 3-week guy that could win your championship. It's Tyler Algier. He was a good college running back. I actually did like him, even though he was drafted outside of the first 3 rounds, which seems to be kind of a poor thing, unless you're Dameon Pierce, who has seemed to be pretty successful this year so far. Atlanta passed the ball 26 times with Desmond Ridder, and they rushed the ball 39 times, even though they were down the whole entire game. They kept continuing to run the ball. So he had 139 yards and a touchdown. He's 37% owned. So he's owned in a little bit more leagues because people have been seeing Cordell Patterson struggle. And Cordell Patterson's still there, so it's not necessarily a guaranteed, hey, we're going to automatically start him, but it looks to be at least a really good potential fill-in spot. And we think even Rashad Penny last year was not a necessarily amazing team, but really filled in. And you could have Tyler Algier, we could be talking about 2-3 weeks going, maybe he's not relevant for the 2023 season because they draft somebody or they get a free agent, but he could be somebody that gives you that winning title this year. Number 2 and 3 are on the same team. It is a huge struggle to figure out which running back is going to be the one that's going to be most successful. But it's Zach Moss and Deion Jackson. Zach Moss 4% owned, Deion Jackson 7% owned. Zach Moss 67% snaps, Deion Jackson 32%. That 1% goes to Jonathan Taylor. He had that catch and then he got hurt. So Deion Jackson 3 for 55, 1 catch for 1 yard and 1 touchdown. I see Deion Jackson being more the passing down back, and I see Zach Moss being more the runner. I mean, he had 24 rushes for 81 yards. Not very efficient. He's never been efficient. Deion Jackson's actually looked, I think, better than Zach Moss, personally, is my opinion. But do the Colts care about that? Clearly they don't. They were ahead in this game, so they ran a ton with Zach Moss. Are they going to be ahead in the next game? Like with the Chargers. The Chargers have been kind of We saw them play against Tennessee. Tennessee, again, they ran through the Chargers. Chargers have been a porous rush defense. This is a mess. I would lean Zach Moss just by a hair, but really it's just try to pick up both of them. I mean, you're not going to be able to in most leagues that are active. I mean, one of them already might be taken. Deion Jackson might be already taken. I dropped Deion Jackson for Travis Homer because I was more worried about the Kenneth Walker injury versus the Jonathan Taylor injury, and that seems to be biting me in the butt right now. Number 4, we're going to go to wide receiver, and then we're going to go through a tight end, a couple more players, and then some players, again, to note, again, in desperate times, but called desperate measures. Jahan Dotson, 17% owned, but 15 targets in the last 2 weeks. They are in the playoff hunt. They are going to be doing everything in their power to win games. Heineke seems to be an efficient enough passer to supply for McLaurin, and it seems like Jahan Dotson's right now the number 2. He had 4 for 105 and a touchdown. First game over 100 yards, and that's on 6 targets, 9 targets the week before. So again, a talented wide receiver, a very, very talented wide receiver, round 1 wide receiver out of Penn State. So I love Jahan Dotson just talent-wise. And these rookies seem to explode more into these playoff times, so I would not be surprised. When Jahan Dotson's been healthy, he's been scoring touchdowns. And you need that in the playoffs. You need the guy that is going to potentially be that boom 4 for 105 and a touchdown, you're looking at, in PPR, you're looking at 20 points. And he's going to have that every week? No, but I mean, he could have another 10, 15-point week to help survive you, and he could blow up for another 2-touchdown game, which he's done in the past too. Number 5, this is the best tight end, and in fact, if you are in desperate need for a tight end, you might as well just put him number 1 potentially on your roster or on your waiver wire pickups. He's 21% owned, so he's been owned, but I mean, he was dropped a couple weeks ago because he had a big 0-catch game. Here are his targets. This is Juwan Johnson, by the way, if you didn't know. Maybe I didn't even say it. Targets, 5, 4, 2, 7, 4, 2, 6. Not good. Not good for targets. I mean, you're looking at a guy that's going to be very minimal targets. But here are his touchdowns. 2, 0, 1, 1, 0, 2. So literally averages a touchdown a week in the past. Was that 3, 6, 7 weeks? So you're averaging, you're going to get, if you just say averages a touchdown, that's 6 points right there. And he's got to catch a ball. So, I mean, you're looking at 6.5 or 7 if you're in PPR. Plus, you're going to get some yards. And that's better than some of these tight ends. Honestly, he's tight end 8, at least in half-point PPR in our scoring format. And he was dropped a lot after that big 0. And people look at his low target rate, and I've seen him, and he's not a great, well-known name. Okonkwo is another where I said, I don't know about Okonkwo, but he seems to be another targeted tight end that you can fill in as well this week. So if Juwan Johnson's gone, Okonkwo, I think that's how you pronounce his name, he's also an option as well. Number 6, this is Matt Collins. He's 85% snaps or higher in every single game this year. And so when you're looking at a guy for safety, if you are a team that is projected to be a favorite. I'm a favorite in a league, and I am looking at Matt Collins as being the potential pickup because 51 targets? I thought he had more than that. It says 628 yards and 4 touchdowns. 85 targets, 51 catches. If I can actually read my own document. So 85 targets. So you're talking about a guy who has 5, 6, 7 targets pretty much every game. You're looking at, again, a safety floor. He's going to get targeted. He's going to be on the field. Even when he had a bad week a couple weeks ago, he had rushing. He had 2 rushes for 30 yards. So it seems like he is good for that. Again, that kind of baseline in desperate times. If you really need that flex, Matt Collins could be an option here. Opposite of Matt Collins is Rashid Shaheed, which is the ultimate boom play. You're down. You are looking at a player that, man, I need 15, 20 points. I need that week that just goes wow. And so here are his last 3 weeks. 2 for 53, 4 for 75, and 3 for 95 and a touchdown. Again, very boom. Likely you're going to get 2 for 53, but you could get another week of 3 for 95 and a touchdown. You're looking at 18 points there, 18, 19 points out of a guy who's, instead of going for Zach Moss or a Deion Jackson, I could see the boom play here for Rashid Shaheed. Other players to note: Noah Brown had a really good showing. It seems like Gallup is every other week, but has just kind of been disappointing, disappearing. They're against the Eagles. They might have to keep up with scoring of the Eagles if Jalen Hurts is playing. I mean, we don't know if he's playing. The coach has not ruled him out quite yet. Marquise Goodwin, another kind of flyer play for Seattle. Tyler Lockett, probably out. That would mean Marquise Goodwin would fill into that spot there. And Royce Freeman, the Houston running back, he's going to get touches. Is he going to get anything yards-wise or touchdown-wise? I don't know. You're against Tennessee, so maybe not. Tennessee's not a great defense either at this point. They seem to be meh, more in the passing than the rushing defense. So, again, this is an important time for you fantasy guys. I hope you guys win your championships or get into that championship game here. So peace out. We will see you soon with starts and sits of the week.